Familiar shadow on the floor, standing there waiting for change, but it never came, baby. Wait, I think I've seen you before. Familiar shadow on the floor, standing there waiting for change, but it never came, baby. Wait, I think I've seen you before. Familiar shadow on the floor, standing there waiting for change, but it never came, baby. Wait, I think I've seen you before. Familiar shadow on the floor, standing there waiting for change, but it never came, baby. Wait, I think I've seen you before. Familiar shadow on the floor, standing there waiting for change, but it never came, baby. Wait, I think I've seen you before. Familiar shadow on the floor, standing there waiting for change, but it never came, baby. Wait, I think I've seen you before. Familiar shadow on the floor, standing there waiting for change, but it never came, baby. Wait, I think I've seen you before. Familiar shadow on the floor, standing there waiting for change, but it never came, baby. Wait, I think I've seen you before. Familiar shadow on the floor.
Welcome to the Everything Sparkles show. We are here with KP. KP,
What's up?
you do everything.
I do everything. I don't know what means everything. That's so vague. It's so troublesome.
Producer,
but I'll keep with the flow.
director, actor, humanitarian. What else?
What else I do? I cook. I clean. I don't know.
Do you give them foot massages?
I do. Actually, was a massage therapist for years before.
Really?
Yes.
God, don't tell me that. I constantly have constant back pain.
Uh-oh.
No, but I look up to you. I have you here today. I have George Ohan, and you guys wear many hats and seem to do everything well, which is impressive.
But you have to nowadays. You know, it's everybody's got their own way they're doing with it. You know, it's just evolve. You have to evolve.
People wear many hats, but not everyone does it well. You guys have a lot of things going on that are really neat.
Yeah, it's good, but you know what? We have a team. You know, when things need to be done, we try to do as much as we can, and if somebody fits that category as that hat, we say that's your stuff. Let me take care of the other stuff. So we like to delegate. So it's about being able to put places in pieces. So yeah.
So how long have you lived in the Fresno area?
I have actually went to school here. I went to high school here, went to college here, went away for a little bit, and came back 2009 and lived here ever since.
Yeah, you did some Clovis West productions. One of
No,
your
no, 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 not West. That's the other school. I went to Clovis High School. Let's correct that.
Oh, that's
Let's
my
correct that.
brother and
Let's-
sister went to Clovis High.
Let's correct that a little bit.
Well,
there.
good. So you were in the
Cougars.
non-snobby school.
We see back then there was only two high school, and we first Clovis High School and the other school.
So wait, where did you do Annie Get Your Gun?
Any Get You Gun was at Clovis High School,
Oh, that was at Clovis High.
and then
okay.
the King and I at Clovis High School.
Oh my gosh! So you've always had producing and directing and
I've
acting
done
in your
theater
blood.
since in high school, and then I did center stage. I was part of the first center stage production that they started way back in the day. So I was involved in a lot of theater here in town. We Theater 3, and my ex-wife and I opened a theater in town. So
Nice.
I'm in the theater community area.
So when did you move here?
I actually moved here from Hawaii in 2000. No, wait, no, 1990. No, 1987. 78.
Wow.
So I'm actually a Central Valleyan, but also I'm a local boy, a Hawaiian Island boy. So I have a lot of still tie in Hawaii.
okay.
So that's one of the reason why. But I've been.
Where
here
were you
since-
born?
I always say I was made in Laos. Hey, I gotta say I was made in Laos. How many people
I
say
knew
I
that's
was
what
made
your
in Taiwan
text
or made in
said.
Taiwan? But I was made in Laos. I actually was born in Laos. I came here as a part of the Vietnam era, the refugee like from the Vietnam War
Wow,
time.
that's so fascinating.
So I came. People think I was born here because of my English, but it took me a lot of years to get where I'm at today because I was studying acting, really work on pronunciation, articulations. But I was born in Laos during the Vietnam era, because remember 75 was done. I was born in 73, so I'm not afraid of my age. I'm gonna be 47 years old, so I'm gonna be in America almost 40 years.
Wow.
So yeah.
But you still like represent your culture very much. I feel like you're.
Yes, absolutely. I'm still heavily a part of the community. When you say Laotian, there's a lot. There's about 65 to 68 different ethnic groups in Laos. So Laotian is you say Laos or Laotian, that means a whole bunch of group that lives in one country. But we all have migrated in a certain area because of the war, the dispersed. And I chose Central Valley because I have families in the Central Valley. Because that's on my dad's side. That's why we came here. So one of the reasons. Yeah.
Wow. And so when you represent a lot of Southeast Asia, is what you were saying.
Yeah, I'm very proud because I work with a lot of nonprofit organizations that's happening in town, with the community, with Firm, with Stone Soup that work with a lot of the Southeast Asian community here in town.
What did your parents do?
My mom's still alive. My dad passed away 20 years ago, but we're still heavily involved in the community. For sure. Yeah.
What were they, farmers? What were they?
Oh, my dad was an educator in Laos.
Oh,
he was
nice.
a teacher. He was a teacher. He tutored a lot of teachers. He tutored a lot of the Hmong community in Longchang. My dad did a lot of touring for the General Vang House kids. A lot of his student lives in Fresno, in the Central Valley, in Merced. And so my dad spoke about 9 different languages. He spoke Hmong fluently, and French and other languages as well too. So he was an educator. My mom was a businesswoman in Laos, because of political reason. That's one of the reasons why we had to leave, because that time you're being educated. I mean, it's fearful to the government. So that's one of the
Wow.
reasons why we're here as a refugee, political asylum. Basically, if we live in the country, back in Laos, I would not be surviving. My parent would have been arrested. My dad would be in jail. I would have been in a different life. So yeah,
That's
it's
that's
history.
so fascinating.
It's a history.
No, and I love it, and I really don't know a lot, and a lot of our viewers don't know a lot, and that's why you're here is to represent that. So you have a lot of programming for these communities, right?
So I represent part of the community as a whole, but I can speak for myself because I live in the community. There's a lot of events that we have here. We have an amazing temple, the Laotian temple, the Cambodian temple here, plus the Hmong community is huge as well. There's Khmer community here, the Mian community here. Remember, we're not just only in Fresno, but in Visalia as well too. And so there's a certain wave of people that came through here. Program. I was involved with Stone Soup when they first started. That was based out by Fresno State. Back in the day, they called Sin City. Heavily gang involved back in the day. Huge
I know it's
issue.
not.
Back in the early 90s, I was part of an organization called Hope Now for Youth that worked with gang kids. I was one of the original counselors that started the organization. So back then, we were working really heavy with gang kids, the Southeast Asian community. So I was able to work with them, work with the parents, and a lot of the aunts and uncles that I worked with, their kids or someone they know were going into a lot of trouble. So I became a mentor to a lot of these guys to give them opportunity. You know, a lot of them are business owners now. A lot of them have their own families.
That's so nice.
So it's very important to give back to the community.
And you've seen them grow. So
And I've
it's
seen
really
them grow
rewarding.
tremendously. They're the mayor, they have kids, you know. I see them on the street and they say, hey, they talk to me. It's like, oh my gosh. You know, it's really great to see where they're at. They're still respectful. Some of the guys now, they have kids are in junior high school, you know. Like, I see them. And I'm very happy where they're at today, so.
So what do you think when you see things about what's been going on in the news and how we're nation news for?
Well, we're going to talk about what happened on Sunday with the mass shooting. It's a very tragic thing that happened. When they say, you know, that happened, it affects the whole community as a whole. Not just the South Asian, not just the Hmong community, but we're here in the Central Valley. We're part of the community. There were a lot of things that are misled, a lot of misinformation, jumping to conclusion. There's a lot of things going on social media right now, tweeting about certain things or headlines that mislead. Let the investigation happen. Even within the community, we're trying to heal right now. A lot of the leaders that came together, trying to help each other out. When it affects that community, it's not just the Hmong community or the Southeast Asian community, it is a Central Valley community that is affected.
I agree.
And because now it's getting headline news, nobody ever heard about a Hmong, who are the Hmong, so there's a lot of
Right.
So there's a lot of newspaper. We have been here 40 plus years, you know, and the keyword is milestone, which another news organization didn't use, which is really in a bad term using it. There's a lot of achievement. There's been 4 or 5 different Hmong federal judges that has been appointed. We have politicians, businessmen, as well as a lot of Southeast Asians that have high accomplishment. We are part of the fabric of this great nation, America. And so saying that we're just now being recognized, no, we have always been part of the system and part of being here. And that is the reason why we want to continue on growing our community in the best way we can. So.
And one of the victims was a YouTube sensation that was a
Yes.
very good musician. Did you know about him?
I knew about him. He was 23 years old, very young, very talented young artist. And it's tragic that it happened. But remember, it's not just him. Because of his status, I mean, the other was important. I have friends that recognize who the other guys are. We have the close associates. The place that happened happens to be just down the street from my brother's house. My nephews and nieces.
And thank God they're okay.
Yeah, they're very definitely for sure. But for me, being that, other my heart just dropped, knowing that what happened is going on. So yes, he's a young man who's been getting his YouTube page is blowing up, 1 million plus people. People are sending condolences. Right now, the family needs healing, and it's time to heal. In the Hmong tradition, there's a long funeral, 3-4 days funeral sessions. You know, and there's a lot of things happening. The community come together to help GoFundMe. I think Miguel Arias, who started that, trying to help
great.
that. So,
Where's the information for that?
So-
about, where do we go to for the GoFundMe?
I think there's a website. If you can go to my website or a webpage or a Facebook page.
And I think
Yeah,
right,
there was a big announcement. The leaderships they were going when it happened when the chief came in to talk about. Powell, who runs the American Center, is head of that as well too. So you can contact the American Center as well too, New American Center, for information. To where to
And
send all
KP,
this
what
info.
is your website?
You can go actually websites. I have 2 websites, business websites. madproductionentertainment.com or kp1studio.com, or just
Okay.
go to my Facebook page directly.
Oh,
And I
yeah,
can send
everyone-
information. So I think that's more important for us to know that. Before you jump to a conclusion, there's one thing I want to tell everybody. I don't represent the community, not the whole as a whole community, just for my personal being part of the South Asian community. Be very careful. Don't jump to conclusion. People fear. They say the Southeast Asians are dangerous, things like that. We are part of the Central Valley. Let the investigation happen. Do not jump to conclusion. Everything is gang. They're a task force that are already set up for gangs. Be careful. We don't know the whole story yet. Until then, let the process happens.
Right.
So people are jumping conclusions.
And it's been all over the beat too.
Oh, it's
For
everywhere.
The Fresno beat, and then it says, "Don't leap to Asian gang stereotype of Fresno shooting."
yeah.
So,
We have to be very careful about understanding cultural sensitivities.
right.
Everybody, Central Valley has such a very diverse community. Come on. We have to understand each community, what it's like. And when we jump to conclusion, it's a fear factor that we have. That's not as a whole, as a community. As a community, we have to learn and have a dialogue with one another. less. Yes, it's a tragedy. Tragic happens in a big masses way, international, not just United States. It's become an international news. It's been to other countries reporting this news.
And don't you think people want to think that it's gang related so that they feel more secure? Like, oh, well, if they were involved in gangs, then we're going to be safe because we're not involved in gangs. Do you think that's part of why people have put that stereotype on it?
Because they don't really. How many of you actually went to some of the events, the Hmong events or the South Asian community events, the functions? How many actually attend their function? Not everybody are in gangs.
I'm saying, do you think that people are trying to say that so that they feel safe about the situation?
No, it's not that situation. We don't know.
Yeah. Oh, no, I was feeling that people are putting a stereotype on it for us. Because everyone wants to always place, when something happens, oh, it's got to be this, got to be this. If people don't like the unknown, that's way more scarier than putting a stereotype on it. So I was thinking people were doing that to be there
are people that doing, and even you watch the social media comments, it's very beyond political, very racial as well too. We don't know everything. That's where the miscommunication happens. It's scary because now we live in I can't even walk outside. I have kids. I have nephews and nieces. I want to be able for them to live life. Why were we here in America? To live life, to be part of the fabric, to work hard. The Hmong community are very hardworking people. They work in the farms.
Oh, yes.
They do what they can.
That's the first thing I knew about them growing up was that,
They're hardworking a community, and a lot of South Asian communities are. We just want to be able to make a living. We're not here to make trouble. Yes, there are a few bad apples in every community.
Everyone, and then it's like, oh, that's what we have to be on the news for, and it's very upsetting.
That's why we have to say we have to be together. We have to unite as a community.
And the victim seems very successful to be as a musician doing all.
Some are husbands. Why they have their husband, their fathers. They're very successful in what they do in the business. They travel. They help other people in the community. We get together a lot because it's part of what we do. We get together, have fun. How American you be coming on a Sunday watching football game and having fun with your families and friends, and somebody comes in and changes everything, But remember, it happens. We have to really unite instead of being very divided. We can't do that right now. So especially now.
Well, and I like that you're explaining a lot of this, and I hope people visit your show, the Madly Ocean, right?
I try. It's actually sexy and spicy. But I quote as hashtag Madly Ocean, sexy and spicy. That's one of the things I do. But I wanted to give more encouragement. That's one of the reason why we have a platform, we have a voice. Why not? Why express it?
And I love that you have that. And I think, I don't know, do you feel this way? Because I feel this way. I mean, being Armenian, a lot of people didn't even know who Armenians were until the Kardashians stepped on. And so there's a lot of misrepresentations. And then, like you said, there's a lot of people that don't know much about they didn't know what Hmong was. So it's, do you feel sometimes that because a lot of people don't know, they say things that seem more racist? Because the way that people are talking right now, they would not say this in the black communities and the Hispanic communities because there's so many now.
Well,
but
the idea
I feel like they think they could say that more because it's
we've been here. Central Valley is a number 2 population for the Hmong community.
Yes.
It's one of the huge populations of Southeast Asian community as well, too.
What's the other one?
Where there's huge Laotians, there's Vietnamese, there's a Cambodian community, there's a Mien community, there's Khmer community. So that, plus the other well-known Asian community. There's the Japanese have been here a very long time, like just a long Chinese history here. The Filipino have been here as well, too. Farmers with the march with Cesar Chavez were down there. It is a huge history. In here, we have actually a quote Chinatown here, but it does not seem like Chinatown. But it's a history. We have such an enrichment history of Asian American or for all from the community, even South Asian. They're here. The Punjabi, they're all around us. So we're part of the community fabric of what the Central Valley is, because farming seems to be what we gravitate toward, because that's what the homeland so they're used to knowing, going back to the roots of farming, but. They're also giving the kids education. Now they become doctors, lawyers, engineers, businessmen, work in the civil services. So there's so many of us out there. So I mean, again, we have a lot of across. Not all of us can understand each other. We speak different dialects. That's the stereotypical things they talk about. No, we all have certain customs, certain cultures, but we respect each other. Even though we come from one area of Laos, we have different practices. and dialects.
Yeah, and that's how I wanted to point out about how the victims were doing good for the community,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why it's very sad. I wanted to focus more on how they were making us be recognized,
Yes.
Fresno, for good things, because having all the
Mm-hmm.
being very successful and talented and having millions of YouTube, that was something very positive.
Yeah,
I don't want to focus on that.
remember the positivity is we have a huge Hmong New Year that's coming here. 100,000 plus people come and converge to the Central Valley, which puts the money back into our community.
That's a big
Huge.
one.
It is the biggest festival of the Hmong festival here. That's what is coming here. Again, go to the events.
That is a
Understand.
great point, KP. I love that you
Absolutely.
made that. That is helping revenue and everything.
Like I said, they don't focus on the positivity rather than negativity.
well, that's what you're here for. Is to
Yeah,
tell
so
us
there
what
are
it is.
businessmen. For instance, I'm going to say, like, my business partner, Bob, he's running for a Congress. He might be the
Yeah.
first Hmong federal person that was elected. Whether you're a left or right, but it's making history. People are involved in the politics. People are involved in business. There are big entrepreneurs. They're establishing businesses, giving people jobs as well, too, in the community. So we are part. That's what the positivity. You know, I can say my baby sister, she was the first Laotian to graduate from Fresno State with a PhD. That's a big,
amazing.
yes,
Really?
big accomplishment for her, and she teaches at Fresno State.
Oh
And
my
so-
gosh, that is so awesome.
So we have a lot of great accomplished. Our community is growing. We're going to be here for a long time. We're part of this Central Valley community. We want to be contributing, and we have, and a lot of them are hardworking, contributing to what part of our communities are. This is our Central Valley community.
And hasn't the gang violence gone down a little bit? Because I've met a lot of reformed South Asian, and we had that one, the clothing brand, Gain Related. I know they had been involved in that, and they were everybody has changed and like hasn't it gone down a little bit in
They
that?
have been down, but people like to tend to focus on
I know.
spots and then makes it bigger than what
But
it
I'm
is.
saying statistically, it's a fact that it has gone down in this
I
community.
remember in the early 90s, the Asian gangs were heavy and big.
Right.
Because they were like a lot of that. That's one of the reasons why I knew that it has gone down. But they still exist. Because every generation, why do people join gangs? To feel belong,
I
to feel
know,
needed,
yeah.
all these things. For me, I talk about mentorship. We need strong men, strong leaders, a community that teaches men the proper way, to educate them. Without education, you don't know. Because of social media changes everything too. But again, not every gang member you see is going to be like, they dress like me. They dress like, but their mentality is very different. It's
Right.
change. Times change. You have to evolve, but you have to understand the fundamental core. Like, we want to be part of the community. I don't want to focus on the gang. I want to focus on successful Southeast Asian community.
That's what I want to focus on too. But I do
Yeah.
want to point out that
Yeah.
it has gone down. So people are like
Yeah.
trying to revamp, like, oh, this is going on. I'm like, from what I've seen since I've been here, it's gone down. I'm always meeting people that are like different now. They're reformed. They're like, we don't do that anymore. Now
Absolutely.
we have this business going on. So
Absolutely. And that's a positivity about the Southeast Asian community. I'm happy to see that growing. You know, Diane, who is a Southeast Asian, Laotian, she runs and heads Big Brother, Big Sister.
Nice.
Amazing, right? That's amazing things happening that is going on. And we see leaders. I see more leaders in our community and growing every day. And I'm glad to be part of that community. I'm not a young buck. I always tell people I'm going to be 47. I've seen things have changed since I've been here in the Central Valley. I've been here since the 80s, mid 80s, and I've seen the changes and the growth that we're having and expansions. And you know, like I said, we're expanding. We have to also give service and right tools, vocational things for the youth, because this is the next generation. They're Americanized, but they still have that same value of a traditional, like you from your parents and your families are from Armenia. Background, but there's still tradition we hold.
right,
American, but we
Exactly.
still hold tradition to a culture. Same thing with a lot of Southeast Asian. We still hold to a lot of a tradition, but we also have become Americanized as well. So
So when can we catch Sexy and Spicy? I see it's on like, I'm trying to figure out, is there like a time that it's on, or just
well,
whenever
usually it's
you...
in the morning and in the evening, but you see,
Okay.
if you go to my page, you could just.
I've been watching.
You just hit that page, your notification when I'm on. I run certain shows, and I produce other shows as well too. So, but I think it's growing. It's a very growing, and I love what I do. Come on, I love what I do. I enjoy what I do.
Let's bring George on while you're still here. George, I know we don't have a chair. Take my chair. Because you have a show with George. Like, I saw the money show. Like, guys like to talk money. And An Armenian should have a money show.
It's money talk.
Money talk, George. Come
Bring my
on.
own chair?
Here, George, you're gonna take my chair because you're that important to me, George.
jeez.
Because KB has to leave pretty
double
pretty soon,
dipping.
and this
I know,
is a transition.
geez, what's going
oh wait,
on?
hold on.
Move that for you.
Double dipping. KP, do you mind sharing the spotlight with George?
Hey.
You guys are friends, so I just want to
George
get.
is my brother. George,
I
we're
thought
brother.
you,
We
he's
are brothers.
Armenian. I thought we were brothers.
We're brothers.
I'm a bro.
We're bros.
We're brothers from different mothers.
Yeah.
Okay, so money talks. What's going on with the money show?
Money Talk with George Ohan. It's very important to me to introduce financial literacy into our communities, especially when you're an immigrant to this country. You're kind of designed to like keep up with the Joneses. You want all the best stuff, but you spend your money. You don't have zero education about how to invest in a.
That's
in
why we have so much
anything.
credit card debt.
That's why we have everything. And just today there was an article of Nas and Will Smith just invested $22 million in a financial app that helps youth with financial literacy.
Oh, that's nice.
Will Smith and Nas, if they're actually stepping up and doing this, they don't teach this in high schools. I went to college twice. I have 2 degrees. They never taught me that. I was in the Army for 8 years, active duty. They never taught me that. And it takes a group of people who are into financial literacy to teach you this stuff. Well, why is it such a secret? Because they want you to be broke. They need a mass amount of people to be taxpayers,
Right.
and to not take advantage of the things that are there to be taken advantage of. There's tax codes that have been in law, for 50 years, and we don't know about them. So financial literacy is my way to help my community out of the slums and to build generational wealth. The Carnegies, every single Carnegie that's born gets a $1 million policy. Imagine if there was 80 Sparkles in your family, right? And for the past 100 years, every time a Sparkle passed away, your family would now be $80 million more rich, one way or another, because of all of those family members. When they pass away, that wealth comes to your family as generational wealth. But do we think of it that way? No. How many people out here have a child and they don't have a life insurance policy for themselves, and they're the main breadwinner in their family? For myself, let's say I'm 39 years old. I have a 1-year-old baby. She's beautiful. I love her.
You do.
My wife is pregnant, and if right now I'm going home, God forbid, I get in a car accident and I pass away, who's going to pay the rent next month in my home? Who will pay the rent? The number one reason why a woman gets remarried is for financial security. Yep. So as a man, if you know that's the position you're in, you're the main breadwinner, and you're not securing yourself and securing your family, you need to come talk to me. We need to get you squared away. We need to make sure your legacy, your family's protected.
So where can we catch your show on KP's that we're going?
It's at Mad Talk TV shows.
Mad Talk TV
yeah,
shows.
Facebooks and
So-
also YouTube.
So keep an eye out for that, everyone. I know, KP, you have to go.
No, I gotta go get prepped for another show.
But thank you so much for coming on. This
moving,
is really
man.
exciting.
Absolutely,
I have my
absolutely.
2 favorite people.
I appreciate having you as a guest, so I love being here. So thank you. Keep up the
Thank
good work, so. All
All right,
right.
cool. Thank you.
right.
Now
When you need to get fit, contact Gary Torres, IFBB Pro, specializing in weight loss, body transformations, and contest prep. Email Gary Torres 5336 at yahoo.com.
Hey, I'm Chris DeVold. Tune in every Friday night on CentralValleyTalk.com when I bring you Sex, Drugs, Chris DeVold, where I'll give you 3 guesses on what we talk about. And I also vow to bring you 1 live local music act a week. So tune in every week, because you never know what kind of music you're going to hear right here on CentralValleyTalk.com.
The Space Colony Journals are an epic tale of a family's struggle to survive. Meet the courageous women and dangerous men who dare to carve a home on the alien world of Vensug. Get your copy today. Available on Amazon and Gail Daly's FineArt.com.
You enter this door with expired tags. Beyond is another dimension, a dimension of regulations, a dimension of long waits. You have reached the registration zone. What looks like an ordinary shop is actually Mitchell Smog, located in the heart of the Tower District, a few minutes from the DMV. Mitchell Smog offers your vehicle a STAR-certified smog inspection. So remember Mitchell Smog when you need to pass through the registration zone.
Contact Sarah Hernandez of June and Matt Photography to schedule your portrait, engagement, wedding, or next family photo session. But that's not all. Sarah is also your personal brandographer, helping you ditch the stock photos and get images that sell. Call 559-412-3721. Visit juneandmattphoto.com and follow Sarah on Instagram and Facebook.
Hello everyone, my name is Miss G. I offer fun and affordable promotion and advertisement on my talk show. It is called Fresno Vibes. We talk, we play awesome music. I also feature a bunch of different bartenders from different places. I like to have restaurants. I like to have any event, any kind of fun stuff. Contact me at rmgmissg@gmail.com and we will have so much fun and we will promote your business, promote your event right here on my show. So contact me. We'll have fun. Thank you.
Give your child the tools to succeed. The Yergubian Academic Center offers one-on-one and group educational lessons by appointment. Over 90% of our students show significant improvement in their academics in just 3 months. Students of the Yergubian Academic Center have gone on to UCLA, UC San Diego, Yale, Stanford, and many more prestigious universities. Schedule a tutoring session today. Call 559-437-3973.
CentralValleyTalk.com.
Hi, welcome back, Kristine Sorrells. You are doing some amazing things right now for our community and for children. Or young adults.
Young adults.
Young adults.
Yeah.
Excellent. So you've been doing real estate for a number of years. And now your next role, explain how you've merged from selling houses to selling information or giving information.
Giving information, yeah. So, you know, I think when you get to a certain point in your career, I've been doing this for 15 years and I love what I do. It was a great opportunity for me at the time. I was in college. I was a business major at Fresno State. And, you know, I just felt this need that, you know, I needed to find something else, something quick. I needed to get out there and do it. So I got into real estate really young. I don't know how or why. I just kind of just did it.
Fell into it.
But with really no direction, no mentorship, just kind of, I hate to say it, just a little bit cocky and a little bit stupid and got into it. So, and here I am 15 years later, kids, family. It's been a great career choice. But I'm really at the stage now where I want to help other people. I see a lot of younger millennial types, college age, really wanting to get into real estate, and they're hustling and they're drivers, and they're driving our industry. So, and it's great to watch. And so I'm here to kind of talk about a few things. And
okay, so what are you doing for our young adults?
So I am, for next year, for 2020, the California Association of Realtors has directors. We have a board of directors.
Okay.
We have different committees. So I currently for next year, we'll be sitting on the Scholarship and Education Foundation. And in the foundation, we have scholarships available to young adults who are attending 2-year or 4-year colleges.
That want to be into real estate, or is that?
Not necessarily. There has to be a real estate interest. They have to be enrolled in a real estate related course. And yes, they're probably going in the direction of real estate.
They have an interest.
They have an interest, yeah. I mean, they could be looking into real estate law.
Oh, yeah, there's so many branches.
Yeah, there's so many different things that they could do, yeah. But a lot of them are looking to get their real estate license while going to college and going to school.
Nice. Oh, my gosh. And what's your position on the board? Like, what is it, your position going to be?
So my position really is to get the word out by getting out to our community colleges.
So you're doing like a tour, like a little circuit?
I guess, yeah. I mean, for the most part, and getting the word out. I did get a chance to go to Fresno City College. We have some real estate classes there. We do have a real estate school here at Fresno State. So my next stop is I really want to get over there and talk to some of the college kids and let them know that these scholarships are available. So they don't necessarily have to be enrolled right now. This could be something they could be in their path. So like even high school seniors, if they know they're going to be enrolled in a 2-year college, that's where I could come in and kind of be their advocate and say, hey, look, maybe while you're at your 2-year college and you're looking to get into real estate, simultaneously working on your license and going to school, enrolled in a real estate course, these scholarships are available. And we do give up between $2,000 and $4,000 for these scholarships. So there's quite a bit of...
How many scholarships are you guys looking to give out?
We give out about anywhere from 13 to 15 a year. So in our board, we get applications in and then we review them. And then we do end up usually giving out the awardees, whoever wins, the scholarships. We give those out in the spring. So I can go over all the eligibility requirements too.
Oh, let's go over guys. Let's see if you're eligible. That's a small window. That's a very small amount of scholarship. So people really do have to be on point. What do they need to have going for them?
Okay, so basically, obviously, we talked about the serious commitment to real estate. They have to be enrolled in a minimum of 6 units.
Full-time students, right?
Full-time students, basically, at a 2-year or a 4-year college. They have to complete a minimum of 12 college-level course units within the last 4 years.
Okay.
And so then at least 2 of the courses have to be real estate related. And again, they have to have a GPA of 3.0.
And you were saying that what you wanted to do is provide people information that you didn't have when you were getting into that. So can you explain some of that?
Yeah, absolutely. I like to look back. I kind of get a little bit, emotional about it. I look back and I think, man, if I would have had something like this would have been great for me, a great opportunity. And I didn't have anybody helping me or guiding me. So I made a point in the back of my mind, as soon as I could get into a position where I could help other people to come into this pathway, I would be there to help them. For me, at the end of the day, it's commissions are great, and selling houses and the American dream and home ownership, it's great. I love that. But when I can see like a young adult who is looking to really, is really passionate about what they're doing and I can help them, I want to be there to help them. So, the 2 things I say I'm passionate about, real estate and education.
And that's where it goes hand in hand.
Yeah,
that's
it goes
so
hand in
amazing.
hand. And I really, I'm really blessed and thankful that I've had this opportunity to kind of fall into this organically. But it's kind of opened my mindset like, hey, look, it's bigger for me. It's not just about selling houses. It's not just about the American dream, And so what the foundation does, it just opens up a lot of opportunities. And, so hopefully I can just be a voice and an advocate to help. It might be a small percentage of people, but if I can help one person, that'd be great.
I think that's a really great program. And I didn't know about things like that growing up either, and all these opportunities. So that's really good that you're promoting that and putting that out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so if people want to buy a house,
that too.
besides talking to Mike Briggs, where can we go for that?
So I do sell real estate. I am an active real estate agent here in the Central Valley. I was born and raised here. I'm a second generation.
So where'd you go to high school? You went to Fresno State, but where'd you go to high school?
I went to Clovis High.
Oh, well, why did you say? You seem so shy. I was like, you're going to the competition school, because you should have led with Clovis High when KP was.
So, yeah, class of 2000. Yeah. So, yeah, you guys were talking earlier, and I kind of was in the background going, so.
Oh, my gosh. So, but if we want to buy a house, are you looking at, like, what can we do?
Yeah, so I do work for Keller Williams Real Estate. I have a real estate team, Kristine, Sorrells, and Associates. So, yeah, we get out there and get it done, and I love what I do, so yeah. Nice.
We have all the information of where to go. So when I want to buy a house, I'm just like, hey, Kristine, remember that time you said that? How is it when people come and ask you for questions about houses? Are you just like, oh, are you going to buy? Are you just wasting my time? Yeah, and you're just kind of like, does it get old?
No. You
are so lying through your teeth, girl.
No, I am I think the gentleman was on earlier. He's like, he loves what he does. I love what I do. I get to get up every day and go to work, and I love my job.
And you're making dreams come true.
It has afforded me a lifestyle to be able to raise a family, be at my kids' soccer games, football games, So,
and you have such cute children, by the way. I wish I had pictures of that.
Thank you. But yeah, anyone looking to get into real estate, females and, young guys. You know, this is a great career. You can grow with it.
And we have a Facebook. We have all of your information, I think,
Cool.
on the screen for how to get a hold of you. Thanks
Sure.
for. I see big things happening for you. So
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for being on our show.
And I see big things happening for you too. I'm so happy to be here. So thank you.
Thank you.
Should we bring it in a hug?
Oh, well, come on.
I say you live longer.
If we hug? Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, I'm gonna pick you up.
Okay.
Thanks, girl.
Thank you so much.
Are you thinking of selling your home? Since 2004, the Souza Group, brokered by eXp Realty, has specialized in premier property listings and sales located in the Clovis Unified and North Fresno markets. The Souza Group will do their best to exceed your expectations. Visit clovisunifiedhomes.com. If your home floods, who will you call? When your house springs a leak, it's time to call Clean Master Emergency Flood Service at 559-213-9430. Clean Master will be there in 60 minutes to start fixing your home. And Clean Master bills your insurance directly, saving you the hassle because you've got enough to worry about. Clean Master also offers carpet and upholstery cleaning, carpet repair, pet odor removal, and more. Remember, Clean Master Emergency Flood Service. 559-213-9430 and visit cleanmasterflood.com. Pour yourself a glass of Crybaby wine available at the market and Sam's Italian Deli. And remember to ask for Crybaby wine at your favorite restaurant.
Forget about the higher good of food, right? You're growing a product that people enjoy really all over the world. I mean, how does that make you feel?
I think about that all the time. I think about the families sitting around a table, enjoying a meal. I just see that what we do brings families together.
I mean, we're blessed. We're in paradise for food.
The Kern family of the Kern Family Farm invites you to eat delicious, nutritious, organic produce available at the Gnarly Carrot, located at 32954 Road 222 in North Fork, California. The Gnarly Carrot is a local, natural, seasonally changing market, offering a wide range of products from local Central Valley vendors. Get your caffeine fix, grab a smoothie, and support small businesses. Learn more at kernfamilyfarm.com and visit the Gnarly Carrot today. Doctor in Sukasa allows you to connect with your doctor when you need a quick treatment. Avoid a trip to a medical clinic or emergency room and connect by video with your doctor from your home, work, or anywhere. Just go to drinsukasa.com on your phone, tablet, or computer. Dr. in Sukasa provides quality care that is convenient, bilingual, and affordable, so you are never left without access to health care. Visit drinsukasa.com today.
CentralValleyTalk.com.
And welcome back, George. I love having you on this show. You're like one of my favorite people.
Thank you for having me back.
The Civil Air Patrol.
Yes.
This is the first time I've heard about it when I watched your Veterans Day event, and I was like, I loved everything I was hearing. I'm like, well, come on and talk about it.
Fantastic. I really appreciate you doing this. This is an organization that needs a little bit more awareness in the Fresno area.
Definitely. It's the first time I heard about it.
Civil Air Patrol, the reason it's so important is a lot of people are trying to get into these top Ivy League schools, our youth in our own community here.
Right.
So if you're not doing some kind of like Boy Scouts program, some kind of extracurricular outside of the school program, you know, they start to look at the full 360 individual as a student before they accept you into UCLA, UC Berkeley, some top schools. So Civil Air Patrol is a way for you to get some discipline, learn some leadership, hang out around some veterans who can give you some of that knowledge that you're going to need. And also, if you're interested in aeronautics, space, robotics, cybersecurity, or being a pilot, starting at age 12, you can start learning that stuff.
Oh my, and I absolutely know a child that will, that's so interested right now. He's 6 years old. So no, I mean, because it's such a great thing to get, into. It's such a great dream and a hope. So to get kids started young, that's amazing.
Well, imagine somebody in the community who does not have a mentor. Everything revolves around mentorship. The success or failure of our future depends on mentorship and mentors. People willing to step up and offer leadership, offer some guidance, and not just, hey buddy, do a good job. A plan, a strategy, and accountability. And that's what the Civil Air Patrol does. It has you show up every Thursday. You're around other like-minded individuals. They're really motivated. And they're encouraging each other. It's just a really great organization to be a part of. And at the end of it, there is a benefit. You feel great about learning something. You feel great about picking up some skills. You don't have to join the Air Force. You don't have to join the military.
How much does this cost?
There's a very minimal fee. I don't know the fee off the top of my head, but give us a call at the Fresno group. We'll figure it out.
So like if a 12-year-old wanted to join, is it
$100 or less?
Okay, that's fine. That's all we need to know. It just was like this, and this is that includes for the year or
for the year, in
course.
some way, somehow, we'll figure out uniforms. We'll figure out how to get sponsorship.
I
we'll
love
figure
this
out
whole
something.
thing. This is really good. This is a lot of motivation. Is this just for men or females as well?
Men, women, children,
Love
and
it.
also if you graduate out of the program and you're a college student, you can join as a senior member, and you don't have to be a cadet. As a senior member, what you can do is now you're earning real life job skill experience. So there's a website out there. It's called usajobs.gov. If you go to usajobs.gov and you want to get a job, like for instance, I'm the public affairs person and social media person for our group. If I'm in this position for 3 years, and then I go out and try to get a job for some kind of U.S. Army recruiting command public affairs job, I can actually list this 3 years of public affairs experience from the Civil Air Patrol onto a real job resume for a real world job that's going to pay $100,000 a year.
I have another question. I used to want to take pilot lessons as well. So if I was part of the Civil Air Patrol and I had that experience, like you said, 2 or 3 years, if I'd been, would that get me like a discount if I wanted to go into flight? Does it open up that kind of door?
Absolutely. So some members want to come into the Civil Air Patrol because they want to shorten their curve on becoming a pilot, and they want to elevate their education because you can learn a lot if you're having a meeting every Thursday around pilots. That's what we have. Now, when you're flying the planes, the Civil Air Patrol owns planes, so you get to fly those planes.
That's amazing.
So there is a discounted strategy on how the pilots save money when they are becoming pilots. I'm not 100% well versed on that.
That is so cool.
You can
Oh my
talk to our
gosh.
commander.
See, why is everything so cool these days? Back when I was a kid, we didn't have any of this
You didn't
sort
know
of.
me. See, now we know each other, and every time I come here, I'm telling you about the coolest things.
Oh, when I was a kid, you were a kid.
We learned together. Now we're sharing.
Oh my gosh, this is so amazing. Do you guys offer the scholarships she was talking about? So, like, let's say do you have any programs like that? What else is available within the Civil Air Patrol?
There's so many opportunities within the Civil Air Patrol.
Let's go over
There's
some of
something
that.
called Encampment, which is a 7-day, 1-week leadership course.
Okay.
Imagine 12, 13, 14 years old, and you're going to something that's teaching you all about this auxiliary of the military unit. You come back a different person as far as, your discipline level, your maturity level, goals. We don't just talk about, hey, what do you want to be when you grow up? We try to really figure out what are your goals. We try to come up with a mentor that's going to give you a strategy for that. I mean, as far as the benefits themselves, the perks and the freebies along the way, there's so many, I can't list them all.
Well, and I love it. Today's been just very great because, we have a very society where it's like video games, internet, social media, and these are some hands-on skill sets we're offering that, we're getting gets out of that.
Our people, the cadets within our organization love all of that stuff. But they also are
there's
are
nothing
making
wrong with that,
themselves
guys.
a little bit more like a well-rounded
Yeah, that's
person.
what I'm saying. We want to do some hands-on experience
that's it.
where we're doing stuff with other people
I don't want,
in
like,
the flesh.
video gamer to think,
Yeah.
that's a weird army thing. I don't want to be in that army
Yeah,
thing.
no, this
Come and
is
check it out. Come
amazing.
and sit and audit the class. Sit in on one meeting and see what we're doing. We're building rockets. We're talking about aerospace.
You might have actually sold me personally coming, and this is exciting.
You would love it. I mean, imagine being around the planes, learning about the aeronautics. We have flight simulators. That's a benefit. You get to sit in
go to flight school at one point.
We have flight simulators for our senior members and our people who are becoming pilots to use for free. It's part of the program.
Oh my! So
awesome.
can I bring kids that are under 12 for like a visit? Is that possible?
I'm sure we're gonna have.
I love that kid I told you about. I would just love to bring him.
We have a bunch of little open house days. We'll talk to Commander Neil. We'll figure out what the date is, where we can have the community come out and check out what we're doing.
Yeah, that'd
absolutely
be perfect for that. Thank
absolutely.
you so much, George. So we have this going on and your money show. I know
Money Talk.
We're focusing on the Civil Air Patrol, but I like
financial literacy, like I said before, Nas and Will Smith, huge people in the entertainment industry. And here it takes a couple of guys from entertainment business to invest over $20 million into an app that's teaching youth about financial literacy. They get it. They realize they became artists, and they're like, oh my God, what do we do with our money? They start getting themselves in tax trouble and this and that. The schools don't teach you this. Elementary school does not teach you this. Junior high does not teach you this. High school doesn't teach you this. And I'll challenge anybody out there that says they do. I would I
think being Armenian is just inbred in us how to spend our money and save our money.
But exactly. Our people stay poor because we keep spending our money instead of investing our money and making our money work for us and creating 7 streams of income and building a legacy. We're like hood rich. We're out there just buying up cool stuff.
Yeah, and I really, that was fascinating. That's why we had to bring it up, even though we're focusing on the Civil Air Patrol. I just had to bring that up because that was really fascinating yesterday when I was watching.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate everything you're doing. And this information, I hope it does find a child in need and it does find somebody who's looking for a mentor. The Civil Air Patrol is a phenomenal organization.
We have all your information.
Yes, ma'am.
Social media. Thank you so much, George.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for having me. Appreciate it.
When you need to get fit, contact Gary Torres, IFBB Pro, specializing in weight loss, body transformations, and contest prep. Email Gary Torres 5336@yahoo.com.
Hey, I'm Chris DeVold. Tune in every Friday night on CentralValleyTalk.com when I bring you Sex, Drugs, Chris DeVold, where I'll give you 3 guesses on what we talk about. And I also vow to bring you 1 live local music act a week. So tune in every week because you never know what kind of music you're going to hear right here on CentralValleyTalk.com.
The Space Colony Journals are an epic tale of a family's struggle to survive. Meet the courageous women and dangerous men who dare to carve a home on the alien world of Vensug. Get your copy today. Available on Amazon and Gail Daly's FineArt.com.
You enter this door with expired tags. Beyond is another dimension, a dimension of regulations, a dimension of long waits. You have reached the registration zone. What looks like an ordinary shop is actually Mitchell Smog, located in the heart of the Tower District, a few minutes from the DMV. Mitchell Smog offers your vehicle a STAR-certified smog inspection. So remember Mitchell Smog when you need to pass through the registration zone.
Contact Sarah Hernandez of June and Matte Photography to schedule your portrait, engagement, wedding, or next family photo session. But that's not all. Sarah is also your personal brandographer, helping you ditch the stock photos and get images that sell. Call 559-412-3721. Visit juneandmattephoto.com and follow Sarah on Instagram and Facebook.
Hello everyone, my name is Miss G. I offer fun and affordable promotion and advertisement on my talk show. It is called Fresno Vibes. We talk, we play awesome music. I also feature a bunch of different bartenders from different places. I like to have restaurants. I like to have any event, any kind of fun stuff. Contact me at rmgmissg@gmail.com and we will have so much fun and we will promote your business, promote your event right here on my show. So contact me. We'll have fun. Thank you.
Give your child the tools to succeed. The Yergubian Academic Center offers one-on-one and group educational lessons by appointment. Over 90% of our students show significant improvement in their academics in just 3 months. Students of the Yergubian Academic Center have gone on to UCLA, UC San Diego, Yale, Stanford, and many more prestigious universities. Schedule a tutoring session today. Call 559-437-3973.
CentralValleyTalk.com.
Hi, Chris.
Hello.
Oh, how are you? This is like a weird. This is the first time I ever did an interview like this. Hello.
Yeah, the audio's not working, so that's why I'm using this to talk to you and stuff. So
The
It
Violet
is what it
Film
is.
Festival. How long has that been around?
It's been around for 3 years. So we started alongside of the California Republic Comic Con. And then, it was just kind of something you'd go to a Comic Con and you'd see a film festival. And this past year was the first time we actually did it by ourselves at the Merced Theater for a 2-day festival. So it was actually pretty cool. We had films from all over the world, Japan, Italy, Australia, and stuff like that. So yeah, it was really cool.
How amazing. I love it. I saw some footage from it. It looked like a really great event. You had a film I was in too as well there.
Yeah, we had it. We had a lot of films from some local filmmakers, and it turned out to be really, really cool. The actual theater and myself, we've actually been talking. We're actually going to bring it back next year, next September. So we're pretty excited and stuff like that to have it for the 4th year coming back to Merced next year.
Who won the film festival?
So we had 6 winners. We had Guest of Honor, which is from a company called Film Riot, which is out of Texas area. Some local filmmakers know who they are as far as on YouTube and stuff like that. One of their members made a film about Hitler's taste testers, and they sent that film over to us, and it won Best in Festival. And then we had some local films win, like Don't Cry Over Spilt Milk, which is a horror film by a local filmmaker, Almost Charming, which is a film that's kind of a play on Pixar, but a live action film. And then we had Lunch Break, which is a fight action film that won out of Los Angeles. And 2 other ones that off the top of my head, I don't have them off the top of my head, but they were international films that won as well. So it was actually pretty cool.
Wow, that's so awesome. And you created Violet Films how long ago?
We started Violet Films in 2013. And originally it started out of just the necessity of like, look, I need to kind of get all of my stuff together and be able to organize it. Before Violet Films, it was just me and my friends getting together, making some films, and we'd never really have like a banner under it. So after, getting enough experience and working on sets in the Bay Area and stuff like that, I basically was like, okay, out of my hometown, I'm going to get my license. I'm going to do this properly, and I'm going to start my company. And then that's pretty much been the flagship for all the stuff that we've done ever since, because we do stuff like live events, like weddings, quinceañeras, but this is the Violet Films as far as short films and stuff go. That's our kind of our flagship for doing stuff internationally for people to see that it's our company that does it.
And you named it after your daughter, Violet.
Yes, I did. That's actually my wife's idea, because when we first started Violet Films, she was like, "Oh, you should name it after Violet," and my instinct was, oh no, because people are going to say violent, not violet. So they're going to think that we make action films only. And eventually she talked me into it, like, okay, I'll name it after my daughter. And it took a little while for me to say, no, it's like the color violet. It's Violet Films. But people caught on and stuff like that. So now I don't ever have to worry about it. But we named it after her. And my son was actually born October 1st. So his name is Milo. And we're actually going to be starting a company and stuff named after him as well in the new year. So I'm pretty excited about that.
That is so amazing. And as far as Merced goes, you're like kind of like the main thing that's going on there, right? As far as like, because every time there's a production, it's always Violet Films is attached to it.
Yeah, yes and no. A lot of the film, what happened was that when I started doing a lot more local work and I started doing a lot more short films that were based locally for an international audience, I got, friends and different people that were involved in the theater community. And basically there was no film movement going on. And I'm talking about like 6-7 years ago. And there was no film movement going on. And I got together with some friends and I was like, look, we got to put something together and show that Merced is a force to be reckoned with. Because you have, Fresno, Visalia, Bakersfield, Modesto, they all have their own film movements going on. And they have great filmmakers that are putting out great work. And I was like, look, we got to show that Merced is on the map somewhere. So we got together and made some short films. And some of my friends kind of branched off and did their own stuff. So there's different film companies based out of Merced. But as far as like, miniseries and stuff they're putting out, Violet Films is kind of like at that forefront of just kind of, we're the ones saying, look, you don't need permission. You don't need a huge budget. You can figure it out as you go. Just pick up a camera and start working on what you want to do as a dream.
Well, that's incredible because you only started in 2013 and then just not long after you have your own film festival. That's...
Yeah, that kind of actually fell on my lap. It was one of those things where I was a guest at a Comic-Con and we were there and I was kind of talking with Dave Hayworth, who puts together the California Republic Comic-Con, and at the time it was called the Colossus Girl Comic-Con. And we were talking and stuff, and I kind of jokingly said, hey, you should have a film festival here. I'm a filmmaker. I would love to be able to show films. Well, within a month, we had a contract figured out where he was like, you're going to be the guy that puts together the film festival at my Comic-Con. And I was like, okay, let's try this. And, a few years later and stuff like that, it grew into something a lot bigger. We intended it to be something very small, but it ended up being an international thing, like pretty much
That
overnight.
is so cool.
Yeah.
Wow. So now you're talking to people like that you didn't even know years back, right? If they're getting submissions from all over the world. That is so cool.
Yeah, some of the cool parts about hosting a festival like this is you get to meet filmmakers from all over the world. And I have a really good friend. His name is Jordan Inconsistent, and he's actually from France. And his company in France does a lot of amazing work. The first film they sent to us was basically a shot-for-shot of Pirates of the Caribbean. They had a ship, they had the whole outfits, they had everything. It was amazing because over there, they have so much resources and stuff to do stuff. Then this year they actually premiered Monstrous Circus, which was their first United States premiere. They actually sent it over to us, and they had been showing it all over Europe, but we got the chance to say, hey, we're the first place in the United States to show it before Sundance and all the other places next year, which was actually kind of cool.
And you couldn't be here today because you're working on, what are you working on?
I'm working on Marceline, the TV series that we're putting on. I'm also working on a few secret projects that you guys will be finding out about really soon. And it's actually really cool. We're doing a show called Marceline that's going to be on public access in January.
Nice.
And then from after that, we're going to be, I'm teaming up. I'm talking with CMAC. I'm also talking with some local channels in Merced area to kind of get it on TV so that way the premiere of it will be where people can see it on public access from their own home. And then afterwards, we're going to look for a streaming service or a way to put it online for people to see. And then we have a few other shows. We have a Western kind of horror monster show that we're putting together called Hilltop. We have Chrono Film, which is something that I've been working on in Merced with a lot of talented filmmakers that's going to be going on pretty soon. And we're also working on our first feature that we're going to be doing next year. So Violet Films normally have done short films. This is the first time we're actually stepping into that feature film realm and stuff. So it's really cool. I'm excited to see what you guys think of everything that we're doing.
How exciting. And then I heard Bishop premiered at the festival, right? Can you tell us a little bit about Bishop?
Yeah, so Bishop was a passion project of mine that I've been putting together for about 7 years.
Wow.
And a good friend of mine, Brendan Meha, who's the Red Dino Charge Ranger on Power Rangers, he actually came down to Merced to be in it, and he played the title character named Bishop. And we have Arizona, and I have a whole bunch of friends that are local actors that are very, very talented.
Oh yeah, Arizona Olive and Juan Rodriguez, and I don't want to leave people out.
TJ Huckabee, Lorraine Miranda. We had a huge cast of local talent that teamed up with talent from Los Angeles to do a really good film. And I was nervous. I mean, I was like one of the only people that saw the film opening night, like before opening night.
Oh boy!
And when everyone was there in the theater and it was full and the camera started, showing everything, and man, it was like a panic attack. I was like so nervous to see if anybody liked it, and then the applause and everything afterwards was amazing. And basically the film is set modern day, but it's done in the style of noir films from the 1930s and 40s, like the serial films that are only like 30-40 minutes long. So if you ever, people who know back in the day, they used to show movies in theaters. They used to be like a newsreel, and they would show a 30-minute film, and then there'd be a break, and they show a sex would be like a double feature. That's kind of how this film is structured. It's a noir film, a crime drama that has so many twists and turns that you don't see what's coming next. And so far, no one's been able to spot the ending until they see the ending, and they're just like, I didn't see that coming. So I think I've been doing something right. I'm kind of excited for everyone else, the rest of the world, to see it. We're going to be putting it on Amazon Prime next year for everyone to check it out.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm super excited. We might have some more screenings locally between now and that point. But right now we're kind of focusing on just kind of polishing it up and kind of cleaning it up and everything. Because when we showed it was the first screening ever. And we kind of noticed, okay, we got to fix a couple little things. There's some sound blips here and there and stuff like that. Because we want to send it to Sundance. We want to send it to bigger festivals. And they screen things live. So we want it to look perfect live as well as it does when you're streaming it off of your tablet, your phone, your TV and stuff like that. Because it looks great when you look on it on a computer, and there's some images that are kind of dark when you're looking at it on a big screen because it's black and white. The entire film is noir. It's like black and white. And so that's something that I want to perfect before I put it out for everyone else to see. But I can't wait for the rest of the world to see this.
What? You're a creative genius. I love that you thought of that. And I think that's so cool that you're working on that now. I love that setup. So that's going to be exciting to see.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And I can't wait to show you guys what we have going on next and stuff. And 2020 is going to be a pretty big year for Violet Films, where we have a lot of cool things that we've been working on for a few years that people aren't going to see coming. And we're just going to start releasing stuff starting January.
Do you have any time for anything else? Like, do you shoot commercials or anything, or now it's just strictly movies?
Yeah, I do. No, I shoot commercials. I do corporate videos. I actually work with a couple companies at Angels Camps. I'll drive up to Angels Camp and up in the mountains like once a month. I work, Fresno County, Merced County, Tulare County, Stanislaus, pretty much anybody who needs video production work done. Violet Films is like a two-part company. One part of it is strictly for customer base. So if you have a video or something you need done, you can contact us. We like to work with people's budget. So we're not like those companies that like set a high end, like this is the end thing of what we're charging. We try to work with people because the company came out of a necessity of like my family members. They're doing wedding videos, and they would go to a videographer and they would charge them an arm and a leg for a video that was like 2 minutes long. And so when I was younger, I was like, hey, that's not right. So when I got older and I learned the craft, I was like, look, I'm going to make it sure that it's available to everyone and that the budget and stuff is realistic. It's something that you're going to get your money's worth with Violet Films, and it's not going to be something that we're going to overcharge people with. And then the other side of it is the production for short films, commercials, web series, professional stuff. And if anybody's watching this and stuff, if you guys are other filmmakers, you guys want to collaborate, we're more than welcome to collaborate. We love collaboration between film companies, and that's actually something we did with Bishop. We did 2 different companies and stuff like that got together with us, and it was pretty cool. So that's pretty much what I do.
Well, thank you so much, Chris. And then if we want to hire you for a project, we have your information and your Facebook, right? Which
Right.
you're streaming this on, right? We didn't have the audio, so just make. Thank you so much, Chris. We can't wait. Next time you're here, you'll be in the flesh, hopefully.
That sounds good. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Bye, Chris.
All right. Bye. Thank you.
Nice. It sounded really good.
It sounded good on this end. Your mom called you. Yeah, you're a mama's boy.